What's going on there, Workforce? Chris here with Work2Game, and it is time to talk about the Ubisoft showcase here at E3. It was a very long presentation with a lot of titles. I don't find it too many surprises. There was one kind of in the middle, so let's dive in. Now, they started off with Beyond Good and Evil 2. I didn't play the first one. Joseph Gordon-Levitt came on to talk a little bit about how he's going to be doing that kind of hit record stuff to kind of import things into the game. Looked neat. And they moved on into Rainbow Six Siege. Now, Rainbow Six Siege was mostly what I felt like was a thank you. They thanked you for 35 million people. They said that the Pro League's coming up starting June 18th. It's going to go through a series of places and finish in Montreal in February of 2019. And that was really it. They mostly just said, it's been incredible support. Thank you to the community. We're going to continue to try to get back to you guys. And if you haven't played it, you totally should. Then they talked about a little bit of a documentary. Another Mindset is a Rainbow Six Siege documentary about a pro team, and so I guess that's cool. They didn't really show us too much from the documentary. Then we went into Trials Rising. Don't know if any of you are big on like Trials games or stunt type games, but this will be going into a closed beta later this year, releasing February 2019. I did see a lot of Nintendo Switch logos just throughout this presentation, so once again, kind of one of the things we've been noting is just how many each of these developers is doing a great job of coming to that platform, especially since we haven't seen the Nintendo presentation yet. It's nice to know that there's all this third-party support coming in, you know, to continue. We've had an incredible first year on the console, but it's nice to know that going into 2019 we still have a lot to go. Then they talked about Division 2. It was nice to see this game get this support. It is going to still be taking place in Washington, D.C. They're introducing new 8-player raids. Then they said for at least the first year they're going to plan on frequent major updates, but it kind of makes me think that this is going to be a franchise that we get every 2 years, and you're going to get these big DLCs, and then they're going to roll out another one in March of 2021, because we'll get this one in March of 2019. Mario Rabbids was our next one. This is a Donkey Kong adventure. It was nice to see the level of collab that went into this. June 26th for DLC owners. Okay. That's all you need out of a Rabbids game, just to know when they're coming. No surprises there. Skull and Bones was a pirate game. It looked every bit as good as Sea of Thieves. I don't really understand totally what the gameplay was. Looked a little Assassin's Creed-like. You got your ship and you can upgrade it, but there's all this, like, I don't know, combat. Like, the texture of it felt like an Assassin's Creed game, but it looked like a boat combat game. You're upgrading your ship, and you're out there doing that. Talking about kind of pirate ships, like they run in packs and you're going to go off and nobody's a good guy, have fun. Then they went into Transference. Transference looked like a horror game, had a huge push towards VR, but they said it would be on traditional platforms, and Elijah Wood came out and said that he was involved with that. It was odd to see this many celebrities, but that's not odd in the context of Ubisoft and their ability to draw celebrities. It's just weird when you compare it to the other presentations we've been watching so far. They said it'll be coming this fall. Now, the next one is our surprise, and it is Starlink Battle for Atlas. I wasn't familiar with Starlink, and the first set of clips they showed looked exactly like No Man's Sky. Like they're just going to take everything No Man's Sky did and do it better. And they talked for a bit, and then they played a little more, and that is when we saw Star Fox. Star Fox is in this game. It's like a No Man's Sky meets Star Fox. We didn't really learn much about gameplay or how it's going to work. They definitely said, be ready to do like pre-order. They mentioned October 16th. You know, I don't really know what's going on with this game. And then they had Miyamoto stand up. He was in the room from Nintendo. I mean, it makes sense that he's there, but I don't know. The whole thing was just like a whole lot of hype. And then I had more questions at the end of that little segment than I did at the beginning. It just kept making me ask questions, and they never gave us any answers. So hopefully we're going to get a lot more information. Starlink Battle for Atlas is the title to watch, in my opinion, out of this entire presentation, because I just have so many questions. Go out there, see if you can find the trailers from it. I'm sure they're going to release those. There's no way that they spent as long as they did on the number of trailers they showed today to not just immediately push those out to places like YouTube and all of that. We went into For Honor. For Honor felt a little bit like the previous game that they did earlier. talking about thanks to the fans, you guys are awesome. Marching Fire update coming. There's going to be Uplay is going to get some free access this week. They're introducing a new 4v4 Castle Siege mode called Breach in the major content update October 16th of this year. So just continuing support for that. Definitely try it out. Come play our game. Thank you so much to those that have. They did that, it felt like a couple times, this presentation. And then The Crew 2 going into open beta June 21st on Xbox, PS4, and PC. We saw planes, motorcycles, boats, cars. Looked like a fun crew game. Everything I want out of a crew game. So if you liked The Crew 1, I thought it did neat things. I wish it had been more. I don't know how else to say it. I don't know what I expected. I just wish it had been more. So maybe it just didn't have enough people for the way the world works. So hopefully The Crew 2 feels a little more like that. Assassin's Creed Odyssey. This is going to be taking place in Greece. This is what the presentation chose to finish up with. Not shocking. It is kind of one of their anchor franchises. So we're going to be going into Greece. Spartans fighting, look like as a chick this time. We're going to be riding horses, doing awesome things. Great animation sequences. Incredible, beautiful gameplay, as always. Will be neat to see just the level of gameplay that comes out of that. It's not a franchise that I've spent a ton of time in, but it's one that has always been visually incredible to me. So hopefully that is kind of everything you guys expected. I didn't feel that there was anything too just mind-blowing in this presentation. It wasn't anything outstanding, but it wasn't bad either. It was everything I expected. To see Star Fox come into a Starlink type game, that was a little, that caught me off guard, and the whole time I was just like, I don't know what's happening. But otherwise, I expected The Crew 2 to be talked about. I expected Assassin's Creed to be talked about. Division 2 makes sense. We'd started to see stuff about rabbids games with Mario. I think there was a tweet, I feel like, a while back. For Honor, of course, and Rainbow Six Siege are two franchises they're not ready to give up on. Thank you, Ubisoft. Solid presentation. You're not going to blow my mind, but you didn't disappoint me like Square did. That's about it. So I'm going to go ahead and take off for today, and I will see you guys again in just a bit when we go over Sony. This has been Chris with Work to Game. Thank you so much for hanging out, and I will see you soon.
Sup, guys?
Nice shirt.
Oh, man.
You think I could get one like that?
Well, you can get definitely a shirt like this. You can check out the red mage right here. This was a limited run shirt, and we actually have more limited run shirts right now. This month we're focusing in on Dragoon. Other months, who knows? So it depends on when you see this video what the shirt of the month would be. The link is definitely in the description, Chris. So if you want to go, support the channel and actually get something cool to wear and rep the channel, all the more power to you.
I just might do that.
Awesome.
Well, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.
Buy a shirt.